Welcome to the Legacy Crusaders YouTube channel. This is Benji, and I am here with my guest, Aurastorm. Say what up.
What's up, guys? This is going to be an interesting duel between Infernoids and Crusadia today. So, interesting. It's pretty standard Crusadia combo, starting with the standard link play. So, one of the decks is Infernoid, just standard Infernoids. The other's like some kind of danger Crusadia variant, correct?
Yeah, so he starts off by activating Nessie. Nessie is the selected card, adding Tatsunoko. Now we have an agreement where we don't actually expose the danger before calling it out. We just call the name. That way we don't normally have to shuffle our hands. Because the card's either going to get discarded or summoned, so there's no way you can actually cheat like that. But a lot of people like to complain when you do that at locals.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that with I do that with Spellbook. When I used to play against Spellbooks, we did that all the time with the Spellbook Spellbook. So we're seeing some standard Crusadia combos, like he's going to search out with the Crusadia link and with using Tsushinoko special summon.
Yeah, he was saying his play would be more plus if he started off with the Maximus, because he'd have been able to add it back to his hand with the Draco.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then because this is a deck that turbos into Saryuja, so that's Spatha, the one that moves guys over. But if he can add a card back to his hand, he can shuffle it back into the deck to get a free draw, essentially, off of the Saryuja. Instead, he's going to be one card short.
Makes sense. So he's going to use this is the new Crusadia Link 2 from, I believe it's from Soul Fusion, correct? Which is pretty good. MD's still at 1 for a reason.
Yeah. So the LP summons back the Draco, allowing him to make a Saryuja.
This is a pretty damn good plus play. It looks like the Infernoid. I'm guessing he might not have any hand traps. I'm guessing maybe he's playing a blind kind of build that's designed to blind second, possibly.
Yes, I am. I am playing a blind second build. Now, this is me. I don't normally commentate my own games, but I was more interested in getting Steven's deck list.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not open any hand traps, but normally there's enough power cards in an Infernoid hand to break through most boards. Enough imaginations.
If you look at standard, like what made Infernoid so good when Grass was legal is the fact that they could so easily break zoo boards through all their back row. So that definitely hasn't changed, I think.
Yeah, but his play is pretty strong here. So he specialed the what's his name, Destrudo from the hand using Saryuja, but he needed to summon the White Dragon Wyver Burster in order to make the Pitsy, the one that summons one from banished or graveyard.
Yeah, so and they still got the red MD live in the graveyard to summon some of the he's gonna grab that back.
Yeah.
With the and then so he's got another Saryuja looking player. Maybe he's going for Guardragon Link 2 that summons from the extra deck, I believe.
Yeah, Agar Pain. So that's the one that sets up your initial boss monster play, getting you access to usually Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon or Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. I'm sure there's some other ones that might be worth playing, but those seem the big two, and he goes for Hot Red Abyss.
Yeah, depends on the play. Like I've seen the combos I've seen with Thunder Dragons will sometimes make Crystal, but I think Abyss tends to be better because it stops stuff like evenly matched, which some of the boards I've seen make Titanic Galaxy. But obviously Galaxy cannot stop evenly, which is probably going to be a popular side deck card. He's got another Saryuja.
He drew into his Thunder Dragon Dark, which he could just special from his hand with Saryuja, allowing him to search any other Thunder Dragon, which means he can activate one in hand and actually put out a Colossus.
Yeah, because I believe unless he put it back in the deck, I believe he had it. He had a Dragonhawk earlier. Maybe he believe he might have put it back, but he had one in hand earlier, so it's possible he could just discard and use the Saryuja summon for something else.
That is possible.
Yeah, so the roar's coming down, so that he's going to activate the Destrudo. Probably, I'm curious what he's going to make.
Usually it's F.A. Dawn Dragster as a simple synchro summonable monster.
No. Yeah, it's a pretty good. It's good just to have an extra negate. I think it's a little in this scenario. I guess it's a little better than Cyber's Quantum Dragon, which is another card that I'm surprised isn't seeing more play than it is.
Well, he's actually taking a very interesting card for this board. It doesn't come up in this game. It is Starliege Photon Blast Dragon. Have you heard of it?
Which one is that? I don't know it off the top of my head.
It's the new Galaxy Eyes Xyz, sort of. It's a rank 4 that says 2,000 or higher attack monsters can't be destroyed by battle or card effects.
So that protects your like your big most of your monsters on your board are going to be bigger than that. So it protects
all of the monsters on the board are bigger than that. Even him, he's normally 1,800, but if you special him behind Saryuja, he himself is over 2,000.
So everything, including Dragster, before until it negates something, are going to be that's pretty good.
Yeah, it pretty much means he has a Nightmare Goblin and Cerberus for all monsters on his field.
Yes. So we're seeing the Colossus in defense mode. So what's the deal with? I notice a lot of people are summoning their Colossus in defense mode. Is there a reason for that?
It's so you can't crash your own Colossus to activate effects. It's just a little more difficult for people to crash their own monsters to make certain plays.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's no real benefit to be in attack position on turn one.
Yeah, I've heard different opinions from different Thunder Dragon players, but also I guess if you're playing against something like Pendulum Magicians, it prevents them from 101ing it as well.
That's a good point. I haven't seen a lot of Pendulum Magicians lately, but the few I did see were playing things like Karagorgon, 101. So I started off with Harmodic to try and burn out one of the negates. I actually don't have enough cards to possibly burn through all these negates. Because he's got Dawn Dragster for one spell or trap card. He's got Colossus preventing any search cards, so if I had any search cards, they would be dead. Hot Red can negate one, and so can Boral Savage Dragon.
And you don't have any all you have is like the Harmodic and like a Chalice in hand to possibly like bait another negate. So
yeah, I have two baits for my Imagination, and a Call by the Grave. So the Call by the Grave and the Feast are actually dead in this particular spot.
So I'm guessing Chalice is just a choice because it's the closest thing I guess you can get to infinite impermanence if you're on a budget.
I have my impermanences. My friends are currently at YCS Chicago, and they're actually at the top tables at the moment, and they are playing them. So I figured there's no real FTK deck at the moment, so I can get by with the budget card.
Yeah, I mean Chalice is still. I mean I've cited it in different formats, and it's still a fantastic card in certain scenarios.
Yeah, we were discussing whether the Imagination would go to the graveyard because I lost track of which card negated it because Boral Savage doesn't destroy a card, but the Dawn Dragster does. So that's going to be game one.
Yeah.
This is essentially an unbreakable board unless you have the right cards to out it. So if you haven't already, check out Aurastorm. You'll be able to click a link in the description, and we'll see you for game two.
See you later, guys.